has summoned Moscow's envoy after its diplomatic mission in Kyiv was damaged, while EU chief Ursula von der Leyen has vowed to maintain maximum pressure on Russia. Here's what she said.
I'm outraged by the attack on Kyiv, also hitting our EU offices. This was the deadliest drone and missile attack on the capital since July.
Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has denounced Moscow's terror and barbarism, accusing it of deliberately striking residential areas. President Zelensky has also called for decisive global action, warning Russia is deliberately targeting civilians. Ukrainian officials say residential blocks in over 20 sites across the capital were hit, with thousands forced into shelters. Here's what the locals have had to say.
Ракета прилетіла і людей їх викинуло просто, бо вони лежали. І там ще була жінка, так сказати, того чоловіка і їхня дитина. Жінка була під плитою, у неї голова була розрізана, як розрізана, типу лопнута, чи як, щось розрізано, в общем. Вона була під плитою. Плиту ми не змогли підняти. І плиту підняла вже тоді, коли вже приїхала там допомога, там вже домкратом підняли і може, скоріш за все, що не змогли.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's Air Force has reported downing more than 560 drones and most of the 31 missiles launched nationwide, though debris has caused heavy damage. Kyiv mayor has directly blamed President Putin, urging tougher international pressure. Listen in.
Він розуміє виключно силу. Ми, українці, повинні бути сильними. І наша сила в єдності з нашими європейськими партнерами, Сполученими Штатами, де ми разом можемо відбити ці навали. Це сучасна зброя, це жорсткі санкції, це тиск світової спільноти для того, щоб це жахіття припинити.
And joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Ross Feingold, political analyst. Mr. Feingold, I have to begin by understanding, in your perspective, there's been a high level, perhaps the highest possible talks that have taken place in Alaska recently. But we do see that Russia continues its strikes against Ukraine. Is this Vladimir Putin then sending out a message that he wants a peace deal, but he wants it on his own terms? Is this him sending out a message that the war in Ukraine can continue as far as Russia is concerned?
It's been quite clear for an extended period of time that Russia is not going to easily agree to any peace terms, and they've continued these kinds of attacks on civilian targets, civilian energy infrastructure, results in blackouts, results in civilian deaths. And they've done that notwithstanding the criticism that President Trump has sometimes made over the past few months. There have been times when President Trump has publicly criticized Putin over this level of violence directed at civilians and civilian targets. But Russia at the moment is not stopping. Does that mean that peace is impossible? No, it's still possible. And we see that the United States is continuing to work on that by talking to both sides, talking to both Russia and Ukraine. But again, it's very clear that Russia is going to insist on most of its negotiating positions. At some point, though, Russia is going to have to show some flexibility if there is going to be a peace agreement. But for the moment, Russia is really showing that it's going to be very insistent on having a peace deal on the terms that Russia wants.
Mr. Feingold, stay on with me. We have more news coming in. The Kremlin also says that it remains interested in pursuing peace talks